Hey, how's it going? Mio here from Creativity Mindset Mastery. I've got a joke for you. What do Santa, the Easter Bunny, and your limiting beliefs all have in common? They all exist because you believe in them. So, limiting beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe that you're not good enough, that you can't do your work, that you don't have the skills, you don't have the resources, that becomes the destiny of your creative practice. If you believe that you are good enough, that you are confident, that you're going to find the resources, that will become your destiny as well. So when it comes to limiting beliefs, this is the 7th chapter in my free ebook, The Prolific Artist, which you can download on this page. So go ahead and do that. You also get a 7-day training video where I take you through a series of videos called Getting Your Art into Action, which is also very cool. So download the book on this page. But this is a really important key, the limiting belief. So there's a really great story that illustrates this in a way that's easy for me to explain. So there's something in running called the 4-minute mile, and this is was believed that human beings could not run 1 mile in less than 4 minutes. So people have been trying to do this for actually over 1,000 years. They used to send bulls running behind people to try and get them to run faster so they could run a 4-minute mile, and they couldn't do it. So it became a limiting belief, and it was deemed actually impossible. So anatomic specialists and other scientists had, measured the bones and the tendons and muscles of human beings, and they basically declared it's literally impossible for a human being to run a 4-minute mile. So, like so many other things in all of human history, it's impossible until someone does it. So on May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. He broke it just by a couple of milliseconds. But what happened in the following months and years is that 4-minute mile, which had for all of human history been impossible to break, 2 months later it was broken again by Roger Bannister and by Landy Field, an Australian runner. It was broken in the same race, and then the months following that, it continued to be broken, and since then it's been broken hundreds and hundreds of times. And the new record is it's actually been broken by 17 seconds. So what explains that? The thing that explains it is a limiting belief. People believed it was impossible until Roger Bannister broke it by just a couple of milliseconds, and then suddenly other runners believed it was possible, and so they trained for it and they basically went for it, and they were able to achieve it as well. So it's the same in your creative practice. So what are your current limiting beliefs? What is it that you believe you're not able to do? So a couple of limiting beliefs, they usually come in 2 categories. One is a limiting belief about what you deserve, and then the other limiting belief is about what you're capable of. So it might be, I don't deserve to be famous, I don't deserve to be a success, I don't deserve to be paid for my work, I don't deserve the recognition. Or it might be, I'm not capable of that, I'm not good enough to do that, I'm not as good as blah 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 blah. So these are all the limiting beliefs that put a cap on how prolific you'll be or how successful you'll be in your creative practice. So this is an opportunity to review what those limiting beliefs might be. So one of the processes I use to do this, and that I do in the course, is I get people to create their creative vision, and then I take them through an exercise where I explain a little bit more about limiting beliefs. But basically, I get them to ask themselves this question: what would be one step beyond that goal? Or what would be one level above that goal? So if the goal was, I want to sell paintings at a market, that might be a genuine goal, but for many people that's a it's a limiting belief. What they actually really want is to exhibit in the Louvre and be renowned as a painter and live off their art, in a different kind of fashion. But they say, I want to sell stuff at a market. So then the question is, what would be beyond that? So it's like, okay, well, I want to sell my paintings at a market, but also in a couple of boutique stores in my city. And then you ask the question again, what would be beyond that? Okay, well, I would want to exhibit in my city and sell my paintings at a good price. Okay, what would be beyond that? Okay, beyond that would be, I want to exhibit internationally and be an internationally renowned artist. And you go, okay, what would be beyond that? So you just continue to push that limiting belief out a little further, and just to see what's there and to explore what might be possible for you. So I hope this video is encouraging, inspiring you to think a bit bigger about not just your creative practice, but about yourself and what you're capable of. Because I know as a fact that what you believe your current capacity is right now, that there's actually way more potential outside of that current capacity. And I would encourage you to look for it and to believe that it's possible for you. So there's a great Henry Ford quote where he says, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So like I was saying, that the limiting belief is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's just a story that you tell yourself. So if it's a story that you tell yourself and you believe, you might as well make it a really great story, an interesting story, a exciting, inspiring story for you to live into. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, give it a thumbs up or like it. Leave a comment below about your experiences with your own limiting beliefs, whether you have any. I'm sure you do, we all do. Maybe even write them down below, what you think your current limiting beliefs are. And if you haven't already, download the free ebook, The Prolific Artist, which shares the other keys to a prolific art practice. Apart from that, remember that your art matters, so go and create.